I'm done talking about COVID, and I'm done talking about SARS-CoV-2, and I'm done for a very simple reason. For 110 years, we, the people of the world, have been lied to. We're a group, a very small number of criminal, industrial conspirators decided to subordinate the entirety of the human population for the purpose of their sinister plans to enrich themselves while impoverishing and killing the rest of humanity. And I'm done being polite. We've long passed polite. When the words acceptable death rate become part of an industrial norm, we have lost the plot of humanity. And that's not my words. Those were the words of the World Health Organization and of Pfizer and of Moderna when they were given the authorization to begin the process of killing human beings in the interest of advancing their goals. Next slide. And I'm also not going to sugarcoat this. This is a criminal cartel. We are acting as though there's some sort of redeemable quality somewhere in some esoteric layer that somehow or another the World Health Organization must have some salutatory benefit. Well, I'm going to tell you, since its formation in the 1940s, the World Health Organization has been nothing more than a criminal cartel that has a sole and singular intent. And I will show you the document that proves what I'm saying. This is not an allegation. This is actually provable by their own words in their own hand. And they use a four-step process to execute every one of their nefarious plans. They begin by planning an exercise. Then they go to the business of funding that exercise. Then they create the rationale for the thing that they're going to do, and then they deploy and profit from it. And in violation of 15 U.S. Code Section 19, which for those of you listening, coincidentally started with the Clayton Act in the same year that the World Health Organization in the United States, 1913, the same year the World Health Organization's progenitors also started. So I find it fascinating that we passed the Clayton Act in 1913, and we set in motion 110 years ago the criminal conspiracy, which we now call the World Health Organization. 110 years later. And in violation of TIFU, or TEFU, I don't even know how to say it, the TFEU, the treaty allegedly for the functioning of the European Union, which I think needs to now be called the Treaty for the Dysfunctional European Cabal.
So they had the European Parliament, and this man was not finding it funny. He gave it to them like the way he so exposed these people. He said he's not done. He's done being polite. You guys know that all these conspirators that will get up and say, oh, there is COVID, oh, they'll come up with one thing, they'll trigger it in the air and say, when they will show sign, they'll plan on the signs to say, they'll come say, the sickness has this sign, it has this sign. They'll do money, countries will donate money. They use this to siphon a lot of money. And this is why this guy is saying that he is done with all the lies and all the deceit. And they are using that to reduce human population. And if you notice, a lot of women who cannot take in is so that they don't continue giving birth. Who does that? Like, it's not enough for them to give immunization that makes children. And in fact, the funny thing is, from the time a child is born, there's this immunization they give them to control the number of children they will give birth to. So you discover most times children who don't even take such immunization become more fertile than people that take that immunization. And what this man is saying is something people have been saying before, and we thought, oh, they were just conspirators, not knowing that the people who are even selling this idea are the main conspirators. As in, they sit down just so that they'll sell medication to form one thing and call it a name. And when they call that thing a name, people will begin to rush to go into that. And this is what people are standing against now in the world over. And this man has spoken so tough. And that doesn't mean that we will not also be watchful to know what exactly our children are taking. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please let me know your thoughts on the comment section about what this man has said. He was so bold. You can see that the bombshell after bombshell in the European Parliament. So if the Europeans can get to a point where things like this are being exposed to the public, it goes to show that it is okay for people to pull out of WHO. You've seen it. It's glaring already. Let me know your thoughts, guys.